So our new principal, or well, not new, he's been here through the pandemic actually, so it's been a couple of years, I guess now, um, is really interested in developing opportunities for like vocational skills for our students. And I know Nate's working with their bike community bike program, bike shop, and that was one of the pieces of this vision of like, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had like a little bike shop on campus where students could learn basic like bike repair skills, and then share that with the community. So I'm hoping that at some point that develops down the road, but. Also just like bringing, having Gail come out and do the, we had a meeting at the school campus, and so getting to share, what we're doing there with, her vision, and then the way, I'm trying to think of other organizations that have stood out. I mean, there's, I guess that's specifically the one that I think of in terms of like a specific project for serendipity. But I think as we go forward, there's just, I will be always looking back to how could we work together, how can we partner on future projects together. I think having consistent like training or, informational opportunities within our meetings has been really wonderful to like just to open up that even more. So, within just, and especially featuring some of our organizations and the work that they're doing. And so, yeah, I was not aware of like, what all the depth and breadth of what was happening, the green initiatives, like you said, until working with EPRC. And so, again, I think it's an opportunity then to, I will have that in my mind of like, oh, I know that this is happening, like when opportunities arise, like ways to have partnerships and, and build stronger proposals for grant writing, and then for also, just good community work. Because it's rather than being so siloed, I think it's easy to be, doing good work, trying to do the good work wherever you are, but then not, and then we might be doing something very similar to, or be able to have something that could really serve another part of the community or engage another part of the community in work that we're trying to do. And so like just that networking opportunity is really valuable on many levels.
I would love for Nutrition Gardener X to be accessible in all neighborhoods, starting in East Portland and then across Portland. And I would love to inspire other communities elsewhere as well. I would love to see garden models for specific medical conditions available so people can see what it looks like and adapt it according to the location that they're in. I would love for them to be culturally appropriate, individually appropriate. And the piece that I missed earlier was to emphasize the climate benefits around how we implement gardens and programming. There's an emphasis on climate benefits, both in the practice of maintaining it, but also implementing it and drawdown components as well. So I'd love that the climate, the practices around the garden to be, optimized for the climate piece. Yeah, and education to, awareness to improve around that. Yeah,
I'm excited for new opportunities. I think like it's wonderful to hear regenerative agriculture spoken about like just in regular conversations. I think like there's just a lot more conversations about resiliency as a whole and like what does that mean in many different ways, and how important it is for communities, and recognizing that that part of this new normal is also these climate events that are and disruption in what we're used to in terms of weather and everything. So, and then also just food systems, recognizing something else the pandemic I think brought out was how tenuous our food systems are when they're connected, when they're drawing things in from really far away, right? So if we, I work in our school garden, like I have the opportunity to potentially, help our students grow their own food and then ideally share that food with our community. And I think there's never been a time when that has been appreciated and desired more in a community than right now. People realizing like, not only is this really important just because it's good food and, good nutrition and it's happening locally, but also like, when other systems break down, these are systems that are more resilient because they're right here, close by, and two, I think I've seen like just in a more, as more and more people are exposed to those local food systems, becoming more familiar with kohlrabi or like leekscapes or something like these, vegetables that you might have given to someone and been like, I don't know what that is. What do I do with that? Now there's maybe more of like a vernacular, like understanding how you might prepare or eat or enjoy those, local foods.